entering double-figure territory. It's been an eventful ride for both players this weekend. Looking at the numbers, though, you would have to suggest that it's Luke Humphries who has marginally caught the eye just that little bit more, given his overall tournament average. But Jonny Clayton, some incredible performances this weekend, especially in that semi-final, when you have to say he did ride his luck on occasion against Niels Zonneveld, who emerges once again with a lot of credit as a three-time European Tour semi-finalist. The stage is set here at the Oktoberhallen.
First leg is Jonny to throw first. Game on!
Owen Binks with the honour of refereeing this one as well. 2,700 people inside the Oktoberhallen with the honour of watching it and with the honour of commentating on it. It's me, Rob Malarkey, and alongside me, good evening once again to Chris Mason.
Evening, Rob. Good evening, everybody. Sit tight. This could be special.
140.
And you're right about catching the eye. Luke Humphries has been very, very good. An average for the tournament approaching 101, which tells you the majority of the time everything he's doing is 15, 14 or 13. Jonny is requiring that extra turn. 94 average is pretty much around 16 darts.
And I also question how much of an impact that semi-final for Clayton might have taken away from him. OK, he's had a little bit more breathing space and a bit more recovery time, but Humphries was, well, he only needed 9 legs to get the better of Michael van Gerwen.
7-2, wasn't it? Very, very comfortable. Yeah, it's what, like I said, it's the physical, especially for Jonny. He's in his 50s, isn't he?
121.
It's the mental torture you get put through, especially against Zonneveld, because he did put him through the ringer.
Jonny required 101.
Well, it's walking the park, really.
Well, there's the one for Jonny, and he can't find the treble 20.
41. Luke requires 68.
Humphries returning, looking at 68 for a very early break of throw. Double 4, 2 clear darts with this opportunity for double 2 now.
64.
Well, that's been his Achilles heel in this tournament.
Jonny requires 60.
His tournament checkout percentage is 33%. That's 7% down
Game
on his annual numbers as Jonny holds in 17.
First blood to Jonny Clayton, the number 4 seed this weekend, playing the number 2 seed. Two players who know each other very well indeed. They've met 3 times alone this year in the Premier League, let's not forget. Clayton's
one of them in the final, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And Clayton, with that success, 2-1 in his favour. But their solitary meeting in Europe is interesting for him.
Yes, well, he beat him 6-1 in that final of the Premier League, so he gave him a bit of thumping. But yeah, the semi-final, I think you said it was in Rosmalen, wasn't it, last year? Jonny got the better in there, 7-5, and went on to win the tournament, didn't he?
He did.
Against a player that he's already beaten this tournament.
Yep. And also the other key thing for me as well, he beat Ross Smith en route as well. He's already beaten Ross Smith this weekend as well. So one or two similarities. And also another big previous meeting, the World Masters final at the start of last year as well, which was an absolute cracker.
Yeah, it was amazing. Luke led and Clayton battled all the way back. That tournament, though, is made for comebacks. There's only 3 legs per set, but it went all the way, and Luke in the end just about fell over the line 6 sets to 5, but it was an amazing final.
Yeah, slip up there from Jonny, looking for treble 19 for a shot at the bullseye. Got nowhere near it, in brutal honesty. Double 11 here, though, for Luke Humphries. That's the first surplus checkout of the final, and it brings Humphries level at 1 apiece, and a nice acknowledgement as well from Jonny Clayton at the culmination of that one. 1 apiece.
Well, he can't hit double 16, but he can hit double 11. And he can hit tops.
134.
But he flew out the blocks against Michael in that semi. Back-to-back 12 darters to lead 2-0. Credit to Michael, he did get it back to 2-2, but then Luke just ran through him. 5 legs on the spin.
96.
Luke Humphries does have the larger amount of experience in terms of European finals as well. This is his 15th on the European Tour. He's won 8, but a fair few have gone by the wayside. Jonny Clayton playing in his 6th European Tour final, having won 3 and lost 2 of the previous 5.
We have to go all the way back to 2018 for their first meeting, so 8 years ago. Jonny won their first
94.
5.
Yeah. Luke had made that transition from the development tour. 2018, by the way, coincidentally, the year that Johnny Clayton won his first European title in Austria. 152 here for Clayton for a 2-1 lead. Not going to happen. Humphries ready to make his move on 73 from
60.
here.
He requires 73.
They met 4 times, well, 5 times really, during Luke's period where he was
53. Johnny requires
picking up
92.
trophies all the time. He managed to string 4 consecutive wins against Jonny in quite a short period of time.
40.
Yeah, he went double-double there. Johnny Clayton didn't quite pay dividends for him on that occasion. Humphries looking at double 10 and back in business.
Humphries.
So the double 18 was a friend for Luke in that semi-final because he hit 2 of them. He hit a treble 19, 2 double 18s, 1-2-9 out, game shot and the match.
Yeah, this is, I'm not going to use the word ominous just yet, but he's 2-1 up. He's got the break, and also he misstarts at double 4 and double 2 in the opener as well. So it could be 1 or 2 early warning signs at least for Johnny Clayton in this one. Humphries has settled the quicker, not quite at the level he would like to be just yet, but certainly getting there, and that will do it.
That's been a theme, hasn't it, of this tournament for him. He's got out the blocks really quick and just not been able to sustain it. He's just sort of
135.
not necessarily gone missing, but just couldn't hit a double. That's allowed players back in.
I mean,
58.
Luke Humphries has had far from an easy ride this weekend. When you look at the players he's had to overcome, Dirk van Dijvenbode in the second round is an absolute horror draw, isn't it, really? But he averaged 100 in that one as well, as he looks at 140 here. This would be very welcome indeed, and there's the look on his face, a look of anguish and a slight look of frustration as well, because that was a good opportunity. Clayton can hit back here and get the break back that he needs. Single 18 to lead bullseye.
61.
Very nearly in the 4. If you get a dart at the ball, how's his tops?
Just leave tops. Humphries. Fiddling is Johnny to throw first.
It's 3 on the spin now.
100.
Yeah, Johnny hasn't really got going. That tournament's average of 94. He's matching that at the moment, but we said beforehand he was going to have to raise it a notch or two, and he hasn't done that so far.
Well, Humphries has just been maintaining 100 plus, hasn't he?
Pretty much all the weekend through. Kicked off with a ton plus average against Van Dijvenbode, 102.9 against Jermaine Watermainer. The average dropped, as we know, against Chris Dobie, but back on.
Soon could become 4-1.
He's on it. Very good. Luke Humphries is absolutely at the races in this one. He is so on the money.
Well, due to that disparity in the tournament numbers, we both thought it was likely Humphries would just have too much firepower.
Game shot the 5th leg.
12 darts for good measure as well, and Luke Humphries is halfway there. He has 4 of the 8 that he needs. It's another breaker throw, and it's not quite a procession just yet, but it's very much in danger of going that way.
99.
Agreed. There's his sequence of legs. And remember, he had a chance for a 15 darter in, well, a 14 and a 15 darter in leg 1.
140.
His response has been outstanding.
Yeah, he made the mistakes in the first leg, but he's put those to one side. He's just moved on, and he's found another gear.
137.
I said to Dan in that semi-final, I applaud his mentality this weekend, because there's plenty of occasions where he could have just become totally frustrated and it will go wrong. It'll go up now, surely.
57.
There. Lead 170. I would have thought an open target would have been a clean release from Jonny.
Yeah, chance here to get one of the breaks back.
He's 83.
2 breaks down already. Hasn't really capitalised as much as he wanted to there, and Luke Humphries trying to get back on track from 280
155
down to a finish, but so too is Clayton. Let's see how he fares with this 155, and he strayed into the 111. That was Zonnevel Best, wasn't it? There was an abundance of those from him in that semi-final.
There's been a few stray ones in this one already. Treble 19, double 16. 70 left.
92. Jonny requires 72.
One of those to leave tops.
32.
So much pressure on the doubles now for Jonny.
16.
Well, this is it. He missed a dart at the bullseye in leg 4. He's missed one dart at tops there as well. And Luke Humphries,
Game on the 6th leg,
almost
Humphries.
certainly
Seventh
obliging
leg
there.
is Jonny to throw
1-5 is the
first.
scoreline
Game
now. The
on.
opportunities for Jonny Clayton have been extremely limited.
Well, he's
in
been
this
getting
match.
crumbs, hasn't he? That's all he's been getting given. And that's what we were trying to explain at the top of this final, that the scoring power is going to be with Luke's, and it's going to be Jonny who requires an extra throw. And the only way that was going to happen is if Humphries was missing doubles. Well, he's way more efficient here. 5 from 9. This is the best he's been over this length of match.
Well, we had one or two, I should say, very extremely one-sided finals on the European Tour last year, and Luke Humphries was behind one of them when he beat MVG 8-1 in the final in Munich at the very start, or in second tournament of 2025. Humphries beating Kim Ibrex 8-1 as well at the end of the season in Prague, where he's had so much success. 3 titles in the Czech capital, and this could be a very similar outcome once again.
Certainly could.
97.
Tried to weave one in, but left 130, Jonny, and 166.
130.
Been something that's been levelled at Jonny over the years, the counting, the approach play, and he's not done himself any favours there either. Double 5 here for Humphries, and that is absolutely majestic from the former world champion, who is playing like a world champion in this one. You have to say it's a third break of throw, and in the blink of an eye, I mean, this could be one of the fastest, if not the fastest, first to 8 finals on a European Tour stage.
It's only 10 minutes old. Now to the 130 to the 142 from leg 2. Sorry, leg 3.
100.
It was leg 2, wasn't it? Yeah, it was second mag.
Yeah, the 142 level things up at 1 apiece.
96.
130 check out there for a break of throw for a 6-1 lead. That's more like it from Jonny Clayton. Signs of life, but
he's left himself a lot to do, but we thought that in the final of the Masters last year.
Not quite flatlining just yet, though, is Jonny Clayton.
There's no quit in Jonny.
95. Looking for 132.
See a ferret roll over and have its belly tickled.
Treble 19. And what a great marker he's got there for the bullseye. 25.
107. Jonny for
Didn't use it.
126.
You get a dart at the ball. Yes.
That is brilliant from Jonny Clayton. And, well, a nice exchange between the two. They're both all smiles. Luke Humphries sees the funny side. Obviously, it stemmed from the fact that Luke Humphries missed the ball just seconds beforehand.
Yeah, listen, these two are good pals, and they play a lot of these type of matches. They're
60.
Both with the Modus Management Company, and they tour doing exhibitions together, and at the end of the night they play each other over a decent course and distance, so they'll both be enjoying this. Maybe not so much Jonny.
140.
So he will enjoy seeing Humphries only at 43.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's 2 breaks that he still needs to find. It's an awfully long way back, but
2 breaks, but against Humphries, no throw is guaranteed to be held.
140.
This is good. Well, he's ramped his average up to nearly 99, doubling from both.
125. Jonny for 161.
Well, he certainly turned a corner in this one as Jonny Clayton, but needs to turn a few more. This is another opportunity for Clayton to further reduce the arrears.
95.
Just
Jonny
a 95 and
102.
a look of disappointment etched all over the face of Luke Humphries there. That leaves 82. Can't find the treble 14 that would have left a shot
54.
at tops, but
Luke,
well, 138. Humphries has got form here, hasn't he, with this one?
Is it the Slam?
I thought it was the World Grand Prix.
You're right, it was.
In Leicester.
Not Dublin. unfortunately.
84. Jonny requires 48.
No 138 on this occasion, however, for Luke Humphries. Johnny Clayton looking
Game
at an opportunity and getting the
Johnny
opportunity
Clayton.
to further reduce the arrears. 1-6 becomes 3-6, and just a little element of intrigue creeping into this one now.
100.
Yeah, the back-to-back legs to stop the rot. Got that run of 6.
59.
Terrific numbers on that right-hand side of the board there for Luke Humphries. Those two 12-darters really standing out. They were both breaks of throw as well. But
that's when you want the 12s. Oh, yeah.
They're priceless, aren't they? And just one or two signs here that Humphries is not quite losing his way, but he's dropped off a fraction here, I would suggest. The average is still impeccable at 103 and a bit.
It was up at 106, wasn't it, for quite the time? Yeah, you're right. He has just come off the top slightly.
140.
I just don't want to give Jonny Clayton any kind of momentum.
$99.
2 treble visits are not there for Luke at the moment.
But he's still focused. He's given himself an opportunity on 164. This would be a potential game changer if Humphries can find this one. There's the treble 20.
Jonny should have been going for an 18 there to leave 170.
100.
Yet again, he's left a bogey.
Yeah, and Humphries didn't need to be aggressive there, so even after that first dart, it never really entered the equation.
60. Luke requires 64.
But this will enter the equation. Double eights for Luke Humphries for a 7-3 scoreline in this final.
Doesn't
Jonny
enter the ledger.
108.
108 for Jonny. There's the 54. There's the 18. Ooh, that's not the double
73. Luke requires 16.
Yeah, Jonny clearly indicating that he didn't like how that one flew through the air. I'm not quite sure what the trajectory was meant to be on that occasion. Either side of the double 8 there for double 4 here for Luke Humphries. And these missed darts at double are beginning to just creep in a bit too much for Luke Humphries' liking. Double 16 for Clayton. He was closer with the second.
It was on the money, wasn't it?
8.
It was 10 darts and still averaging over 100.
Game shoulder
Missed this time,
Luke
but
Humphries.
it
Left
was,
leg is Jonny to throw
for all you
first.
pub players out there, a 22 dart leg. So even the best can have
60.
a bit of a mare.
Well, it was an outlier in the main, really, I suppose, as far as this, not just this final, but this campaign is concerned, really. But yeah, he had a glut of those missed doubles, didn't he, at the quarter-final stage against Dobie, and he's had a few missed opportunities there on double 8 and double 4, but he's got away with it, and sometimes that's the sign of a champion, when you can afford to have those missed opportunities and still come away smelling of roses. And
yeah, especially when you have the mentality of Humphries, it doesn't seem to... Listen, you can see the way he expresses himself. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but it doesn't affect him going forward. Can't avoid leaving a bogey. Even if he hit the match, it was still going to be 168.
yeah, and a win here this weekend for Humphries might just give him something to work with moving forward in the Premier League, as well as Jonny Clayton fails to take out the bullseye for a 161. Humphries has had a slightly sluggish start to the Premier League campaign, but he can maybe use this to get that particular aspect going once again this week in Berlin. Here in Weezer, however, Clayton is looking at double 16 for another leg on the scoreboard, and it is a holder throw, and it's 7-4. Now, I will do you a favour here, Chris, and let everybody know that beforehand, Chris Mason confidently predicted an 8-4 win for Luke Humphries in this final. He didn't want to broadcast it, but no. I'm going to sing your praises. It's not happened yet, but it's on the cards.
Well, not now.
Not now, certainly. Maybe I should have kept quiet.
You can almost work it out if they sort of play to type, which is, never a given. They're not robots. They're very much human beings.
Much needed 140 there for Humphries to get back into this one. Clayton has dropped off slightly after that visit. Humphries has the darts just about you would fancy from here, especially now.
128.
Missed the opportunity for the 168 that would have left a finish, but it's All for Jonny to do.
45.
Well, that is a massive ushering towards the finish line for Luke Humphries there. 45 for Jonny Clayton.
Another one of those would have left
96.
tops. Down to 78 after 12 on throw.
84. You require 78.
Should be championship darts incoming here for Luke Humphries. And it will be at double 20.
38.
And the first
Jonny
championship dart
32.
comes and goes.
Ball, double 16. 25.57 ball. He would have liked that 25.
54. Luke
Used it as a guide.
40.
As it is for the title. Tops.
Back on tops. He's already missed one opportunity, Luke Humphries. This time it's on double 10. And the agony goes on. My goodness me.
78.
4 missed match darts now for Luke Humphries. Clayton looking at 54 for 24. There's the first part of the equation. And there's the second. Double 12. And Luke Humphries with work to do still, Chris Mason.
Yeah, that will frustrate. 4 championship darts.
4 darts missed for the title, yeah. Double 20 and double 10. Which
he had been good on.
60.
But plot twist. Title winning darts. They're the hardest ones to hit.
140.
break a throw as well.
Not that I would know before chips in.
Do this. Service to yourself.
60.
Back-to-back 60s. We are in tricky territory. He needs a max.
58.
He needs a max.
Jonny has to be careful from 2.66 as well. Sorry, the
60.
updated the scoreboard. I was playing catch up there.
3 troublous turns for Humphries.
60.
3 straight 6s means after 9 he's still in 3-2-1.
Yeah, and do you know what? It wasn't too long ago when there were 1 or 2 wry smiles on the face of Luke Humphries. I think the mood has changed ever so slightly, and Jonny Clayton is threatening once again here. And it is a dart at tops. Couldn't quite see the first dart where it had gone there,
No,
but clearly had the opportunity. A missed dart at tops to reduce the arrears again, and Humphries reliant on mistakes once more.
57. Jonny required 40.
7-6 it is.
Jonny
Jonny
Clayton.
Well, this is threatening to be something very special indeed. Look at the way that the features on Luke Humphries' face have completely altered, Chris. It's a very different mood. It's a very different outlook now.
Yeah, well, he's won 5 of the last 6, and the leg that he did lose, Jonny Clayton, he had opportunities. This is what champions do.
140.
125, 140. Forcing Clayton potentially to go out in 12.
140.
Which is still on.
He's like a little terrier snapping at your heels. You just can't quite shake him off. And well, Luke Humphries still in a good position here with the throw. 140 scored as well to get down to 96.
Might not even get an opportunity to go out in 12 because Humphries has left 96 after 9.
Require 96.
Well, 4 opportunities have passed him by. Treble 17, back upstairs, and that is missed match dart number 5.
Jonny require 161.
Well, if this goes, which it won't, and Luke Humphries, as he made his way back there, would have been listening for the noise from the crowd, wouldn't he?
20.
Well, here we go once again. Takes 6 for Luke Humphries, and this time he finds a way through. And just look at the reaction from Luke Humphries as well. He doesn't look like a man who's just won a 9th European Tour title. But the relief is evident now. And Luke Humphries back in the winner's enclosure once again as he sinks to his knees on this stage with a first-time champion in Belgium for the former world #1. We do have, of course, a new name on the roll of honour for 2026 as well. And for Luke Humphries in his 15th European Tour final, It is title number 9. But my goodness, take your hat off to Jonny Clayton and acknowledge what a fight back he produced in that one. Brilliant stuff, but it's Luke Humphries who emerges triumphant once again. We will head to the stage for the afters very shortly. A quick word from you, Chris, though, about the final and the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, brilliant. Jonny Clayton really gave it a go there, but it's been a while in between drinks for Luke, winning a big TV final like this one, another European tour, and he just wanted to get that winning feeling back. And it'll be interesting if this will be a catalyst to something really special in the remainder of the year.
Well, it was Humphries who got the better of it when they met in the World Masters final last year, and he's got the better on this occasion as well. Humphries, the champion in Belgium in 2026 here in Wies.
It takes 7 million pounds of thrust to break free from the gravity of this world. But it takes a hell of a lot more to break free from your own mind. Stop escaping. Start mastering. Check out Eureka now.